It is said that he who runs stays healthy and stays safe. Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome to this edition of The Athlete's Voice. Before we continue, kindly like this page, click on the notifications button, subscribe to this channel, and trust me, you'll get the best of Ugandan athletics. With us in studio today is, I'm glad to welcome back my colleague, Mildred Gamba. She has, I don't know, been in the diaspora or wherever. You're most welcome back, Mildred.
Thank you.
And today, the athlete we bring you, or the athlete that we talk to, that we profile, is a legend of Ugandan sprinting. He is a former national record holder of the 100 meters, and he goes by the name Isabirye Musa. Muna.
Yes, Muna Junior.
Muna Junior.
Yes, sir.
You're most welcome, Musa.
Yes, sir.
How is life?
Life is moving on well. I'm very okay. Yes, sir.
Mildred, how have you been?
Surviving. It's a world of survival. It's been a bit hectic here and there, and of course with the schedule, this is our very busy time in the schools. So yeah, finalizing exams, marking, assessments. So priority goes where the bread comes from.
Yeah. So, Musa.
Yes, sir.
You've been an athlete for quite a while.
Yes, sir.
How do you describe your life as an athlete?
Actually, I started running a long time, some good time back. And if I'm not mistaken, there was also some challenges that have been coming on, facing with running. But you can dodge it around as a person. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So you say you've been running for quite a while.
Yeah.
How do you even realize that you were an athlete? How did you even realize you could run? Where does the story start from?
My story started from primary. That is where I started running from. Primary, I entered the secondary. Secondary, I started from Uganda, King of Kings. That is where I started running. And I was performing well. Primary, I used to win. But sometimes, this week they can cry. We don't have money for going to national or whatever. When I joined secondary, still I've been winning races. I used to go for East African Games, and I win. Actually, my East African game, I started from Lira. That was my first time. From there, we came back. They took us to Mbalala, Kacheka Stadium. And I used to win all. Yeah.
This is 100 meters and 200?
Yes.
Or just 100?
1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Yes, sir. I used to win. And I used to challenge Kenyanese. Competition always between Kenya and Uganda. Up to today. Up to today. It is just none these people have just come in also Ethiopia, but it has been Uganda and Kenya.
Uganda, Kenya, we're like siblings. There are those sibling rivalries. They are always there, and you always...
Yeah.
So, you're saying in primary school, you would run, but the schools or the districts would say they don't have the money to send you for nationals. But you win at the district.
Yes.
Which primary school was this?
I was in Kaliro. That is my home district, actually.
But actually what he's saying, it's a very common occurrence. Because even me, I witnessed that. Because I remember in my senior 4, I was in Lira. Senior 3 or senior 4, I was in Lira, so we qualified for nationals. And we even got together like in Lira town for a camp for like 2 weeks. And then they came and told us, oh, sorry, we are unable to take you for the nationals because the district has no money.
Yeah.
So there is a very big gap there. So athletes are there, they're willing to participate. Because like recently I was with the the kids athletics, celebrating the World Athletics Day, and you could see absolute pure raw talent. But then most of this talent gets lost along the
Somewhere
way
there.
because even if people will say that the federation needs to do something, the federation is not able to absorb all this talent. This talent is nurtured in schools. So it's the schools, because the schools will choose them, and the schools will take them for the district. Then from there, the district needs to expose them. After that exposure, the federation only comes in for the national event, like when you're going to represent the country.
It's interesting because I was talking to one of the coaches of a school in Kampala, and she told me her school represents Kampala at the national post-primary athletics championships, and because all the other schools in Kampala prioritize academics.
Yes.
So for them, going for these kind of things is a bit of a
luxury.
A luxury.
Yes.
And it was strange because this is one school that dedicates to go, and so the district is happy to say, "Oh, thank you. Please represent us." But there are, how many schools do we have in Kampala?
Yes, but you see, that's also a challenge that we are having. Because for the World Kids Athletics Day, one of the things I had to do, because I got, one of the reasons I disappeared, I went for a training course to become a kids athletics trainer. So we were doing activation training teachers to go and impact this knowledge. And one of the first questions I asked them was, why is physical education not considered important in schools? Why is it that even if it's timetabled, you will take the kids out to go and do math, physics, science? And they were very honest with their answers. They clearly said most of them actually did not understand the value of doing physical education. When they see the children out there kicking a ball or running, they see it as a
wasting time.
So
we're supposed to be in class.
Yes, before I could even start to train them to become activators, I had to get a buy-in for them to understand the values of doing physical education. I need to explain them the mental benefit, the social benefit, but also the physical benefit, and make them understand that when these children go out for 1 hour, when they come back, they're actually fresher. Their mind is ready to learn compared to when you sit them in the class from 8 to 5. By the time they reach midday, their brain is already probably clogged and they're sitting there, but they're not understanding. So when they got to understand that, then they got more interested. So actually the problem comes from the school system. The government is changing the system. Yes, physical education is made mandatory. But the government schools are trying to implement it, but the private schools are not. And this is mainly because they're focusing on results. Unfortunately, the world where we're going to, even universities, now they no longer think of only academics. Because a lot of our students, when they're applying for universities, even international universities, they'll ask for the academics, and then they ask, what else have you been doing?
Yeah.
You know? Have you been involved in charities? Have you been doing sport? And this is what they consider when they're giving you scholarships, not just straight A's. They want a holistic child. So I think if the government can help us to emphasize this in schools, then a lot more talent will be developed. But otherwise, right now, the problem is actually in our system.
So picking it from there, so eventually you go to secondary school.
Yes.
You said that was Uganda, King of Kings.
Yes.
And finally, you get to qualify.
Yeah.
So give us the story from secondary.
Actually, from King of Kings, let me go back a little bit from my primary level. if I was not to fight hard, I would have been not here with you people. What helped me, I was a good farmer. I used to dig. I planted a very big garden of cassava.
In primary school?
Yes. So,
wow.
that time, there was they organized the championship na Chabazinga Stadium in Ugembe. So I was listening already, and then they started now analyzing the story. What I did, I started now cutting that cassava, and I put in the sunshine. They get dry. I sell. I sold like 2 sacks of dry cassava. Then I came for that thing. Even I was not even knowing what they call spike.
Again.
Hey, when I reached there, the person who picked me, he started interviewing me. Where do you come from? We told him. Then he started testing me. He gave me a race. I ran 100. Moreover, in the rain, moreover. Then I ran 11 seconds. He started now. He gave me small, dizzy, short attire. I ran. I was number 4 on that championship.
But this is when you're still in primary?
Yes.
And that is an open championship with the mature...
And who was this person? It would be good also to credit.
That person, it was called Mr. Mnavi Robert.
Okay.
Yeah, Mnavi Robert. Then, after there, he gave me all the contacts that you come to school now, you begin studying. I went. Even I was not even having a bag. I carried my mattress. I put in the cafuera, this big sack. No, the story is too big.
It's okay. That's why we're here.
I put in the sack. I went up to school. From there, they took me to the dormitory. They show me the deck where I'm supposed to sleep. My life started from there again, afresh. Then, that very year, there was a post-primaries in Musa Isabirye. I went. There was a champion called Mudola Osman.
That is the post-primary for...
Secondary.
That is
yes.
For the whole country.
Yes, post-primary is not by national.
No, the national...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hosted by Musa Isabirye district.
Musa Isabirye district. Okay. Then that year I was number 2 following Mudola Osman. The second year, I challenged him. From there, after that championship, he retired from school. Yeah, he ran away from school.
He retired from school. I like that.
He ran away from school.
So you're saying in your senior 1,
yes,
you finished second.
Yeah.
In your senior 2,
I won.
So you are the national champion.
Yes.
In all schools in Uganda. In senior 2.
Senior 2.
You man. When I grow up, I want to be.
That's why he was a national record holder.
Yeah, senior 2, senior 3, until I finished. Yeah. But this man, for him, had run away.
Mudola.
He disappeared. Yes.
Mudola, we are looking for you wherever you are. Come and dispute.
There is a time I got him in town there when I was officiating in the marathon. I saw him. Then, from there, I came to Ginger SSC. Ginger SS.
For A-level?
Yes, I found him. Headmistress called Madam Nyago, Diana.
Diana Nyago, yes.
Yes. I started from there again. They took there was a national again. It was in this side of Fort Portal. Yeah, it was in Fort Portal. I went. It was me, Musagala, plus some ladies. We represent the school very well, and we got the position that they have never got.
You guys were all in the same school?
With
Musagala?
Yes. But Msagara left me there, could not manage the situation. The situation was too hard. For them, they want people who focus in the class. Then this man, for him, he want to balance this side. So when they get him, they kibok.
It's what we're talking about.
I'm
the
telling
lack
you.
of understanding that you need to nature both.
When he ran away, he left the school. Then after a short period of time, he went and registered senior 4. Again in Uganda, King of Kings. He did his senior 4. He finishes from there. Yeah. Up to today.
So you you persevered. You did A level from JJSS.
Yeah.
Under the tutorship of Madam Diana Nyago.
Even the money for registration, it was too hard. But the madam, she supplies me. He put for me the money for free. He said, you register him.
For putting the school on the map.
Yes. Register him for free.
Wow.
I was surprised. And I could not even believe that I'm the one now. I'm telling you.
Your talent can take you places.
Yes.
And this is something we need to tell people.
Then I qualified for East African game. Still, I was in still JSS. She gave me good money. I went to Lira. I represented the school still. And she was very happy with me. I could go to her office like this, and I discussed with her, where other people cannot even the teachers, they cannot even enter that madam's office.
But because you're an athlete,
yeah,
opens doors.
And you're doing wonders.
I'm telling
so
you.
you can access the office.
Yeah. From there, when I finished my exam, Coach Sonia called me. He took me to Entebbe. I trained with him there. He could train me. Then, prison also came in. I was with him. Then they called. He told me, Musa, now prison, they want you. And they want to take you. They're always calling me. Now, you go such a day. They want you. There is an interview of running. Then that time came. I came. I found they have put all of the nanny. It was full of tents. The pitch. Big bosses, they were there saying, hello. Then they called my race. I went. I kneel with people. I won that 100.
Which year is this?
It was 2014. Okay. 2014. From there, I went back to the camp of Sonia in Entebbe. Again, after some days, again they called. I came back. I don't know whether there was some misunderstanding in between these our bosses there. For me, I was in Entebbe. Kumba again, my colleagues, they have already joined what?
Have joined the service.
The service, they are started training.
Yet you won your race.
What helped me, the time I ran, then commandant asked, where is this boy who ran this time? Where is him? I want him. Then Coach Demai, he has to call me. I'm telling you. From there, we joined the service. We started training. We trained 9 months. 9 months. We trained 9 months.
So, right about there, ladies and gentlemen, we are with Musa, the junior Muna, and let us take a short break. After the break, he will tell us about his life in prisons, having gone through primary school, secondary school, and now he has joined the prison force as an athlete. So we will look at his life after joining prisons. Keep it here. It's UGathletix. Thank you.
Welcome back, viewers. From that break, we are here with Isabirye Musa telling us his journey in athletics. Musa, you're telling us about how you joined prisons. Can you take us through what life has been like in prisons, how prisons have helped you to achieve some of your dreams?
Yeah, thank you very much again. Prison has helped me a lot. Prison, they can push you where you cannot even expect to reach, but you can reach there. The service, you earn salary, and this salary, it is to support your sports, to buy shoes, canvas, spikes, and running kits, all. Actually, prison, they have helped very many people. Even there is a group which is in Kapchorwa, still they are under what?
Prisons.
Prison, they are doing well, and they are motivating sports actually in Uganda, and they give jobs. You know, nowadays when you don't have where you get 100 shillings, the life is too hard.
And especially for one who is a sports person, if you're playing a sport that does not pay you, it becomes so hard.
Yes,
you have to put in a lot of time to prepare, to make your, like somebody once told me, you think someone says, how can you pay so much money to Bolt for running for 9 seconds run, and he earns so much? And then someone answered him back very nicely. Do you know how much time Bolt has invested to make his body able to run 9 seconds? It's a lot of time and a lot of discipline and a lot of sacrifice. So if 9 seconds earn him that, you also go and try it.
Yes, but you know, this also brings in the other aspect, linking to the schools. We tend to undermine what other people do. So most of the times, people still look at sports as a leisure thing to do. Because if you're going to wake up in the morning, let's take an example. Musa stays in Luzira. He needs to wake up early in the morning. If Coach Polo has says, I'm coming at 10, he wants you to be ready to go at 10, not you arriving at 10. So that means to beat the traffic and everything, Musa needs to leave his home at 8. Same time as you who is going to work.
To work, yes.
So he will leave. That is his workstation.
Yes.
So he has to be there, warm up, start the workout. Depending on the type of training you're doing, some days the session may be 1, but some days after that you might have a gym session. And then you have to go to the gym. So you will find that you will finish probably around 3.
So it is actually a whole day.
It's a whole day job.
And the difference is, whereas you may sit at your computer all day, him, it's body.
Yes.
It's body.
Hard labor.
It's like hard labor. So the hard labor, sometimes you see athletes literally puking at training. You know,
but Shikari yesterday, you know? She ran the 200, and after that she puked.
Exactly.
After the race, she puked. So that's how hard it is.
It's hard. So if you've driven your body to that level, it means you have actually done quite a lot. So you're saying you've arrived at prisons. They called you.
Yeah.
Then you go for training for 9 months.
9 months. I joined prison 2014 and 2015. That is when we passed out. 2015. And in my life, I want to thank the Commissioner General Johnson Byabasaija to give us jobs through what? Sports. Though we have also the papers, but most of the time it is not easy to join without when you don't know sports actually. I thank the sports officer Jimmy Anguzu, our sports officer.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes, sir.
He's my hobby.
So you thank him.
Yes.
You thank him on behalf of, of
Jimmy Anguzu is playing a big role to us there. Then I thank also Coach Demai Francis to hold us up to this time. It is not easy. Then other coaches, also I cannot leave them behind. And also the athletes to put in too much emphasis of training. It is not easy. Training is painful. Training is painful.
This one has never trained in his whole life. Tell him.
No. I have trained.
Training
Train
is painful.
what? How to eat?
I have trained. I was a rugby player. I have trained taekwondo. I have trained...
Taekwondo?
Yes.
When you look at him, can even kick anything.
Competition is not painful than training. Training is painful than... You rather suffer with competition at least.
Not training.
Because you are running once, you are not coming back.
Yes.
Training, you keep on repeating the same. They can give you like 4 sets or 5 even.
And they are telling you
to maintain the same time.
Is this the general?
Hey. So, may I thank all these people. They did a good job to us, for us, to see that we are now in prison. Because me joining the regime of Coach Demai Francis, up to today is still there.
What do you think your life would have been? Because you've gone through hardship in primary school, in secondary school. What do you think your life would have been like if you hadn't joined prison?
Hello. That's what I told you at first. I would have been not here. Very many people they are there whom I used to train with, whom I used to run with. But if you look at them now,
They are judges.
They are judges. Some are drunk. Oh, now they are.
Life have taken.
So, I want to hear the story, the build up to you breaking the national 100 meters record.
Yeah.
That is a very interesting story.
That was 2017, I think. 2018.
I broke a national record in 2018 in interforces. Actually, that record had taken a very good time. It had taken so far 23 years.
Yeah, the previous record was held by Moses Miller.
Yes, Moses Miller.
Moses Miller. And it had taken 23 years.
So it took 23 years for Uganda to get...
I broke it in 2018. From there, Adome also broke also. Today, I don't know.
Tassis broke it. Adome took it. Tassis has taken it back.
Yeah, they are doing ping pong.
It's a ping pong because I'm pretty sure it's going to change.
Which for me is very good, by the way.
Yes.
It's very good if we have the ping pong. The ping pong, especially among the men, I'm happy it's there. The women, we need to do some more work. So you broke this record at the Interforces Games, not even at the...
Yes, but it is on the calendar of UF.
I know it is on their calendar, but for me that goes a long way to... Like every time I sit before a camera and I have a chance to thank the forces, I always do, because the fact that you can break a national record at Interforces means the majority of people running for the forces are that good to push you to break it. Otherwise, you would simply jog. If it was mediocre, it means the forces are actually doing a lot in terms of employing and giving opportunity to sportsmen and women.
Yeah, but when you look at our athletes, like I think 95% of our athletes are either in the university or in forces. I think it's like I'm the 1% who are not in the forces. Because if we mention any names, because let's say if you mention Justin Baiga, Emily Nanziri, Banura Morin, Jacent, Scovia Aikoru, all these have been taken. Angaimoko Ali, Godwin, all these were taken up by police. You know. Then you go the other side. You have the Collies, all these guys that have been taken up by prison. Then you have the Halimas, all in UA. And I remember when you came back from I think it was 2010 Delhi, and the government gave President Museveni gave a directive, and was like, even if we are saying gold medal gets 5 million, 3 million, 1 million, this is not sustainable. He advised that the forces should create space for them. So the advantage of this, why you find a lot of them are going, is because when you're active, you're not deployed to serve, except for the training which you go for, which is the 9-month training,
which is to give you
an
idea,
even for UPDF. No, it's not to give you an idea. It's to enroll you in the system, where afterwards you can be deployed and you continue working for your, which is also a retirement plan, and that's also something we need to really talk about at some point, because like when you look at the athlete who just died, Tori Bawe, because it's said, it's alleged that she might have committed suicide. You know, and then what could have led to that? Because she's been out for some time. Is it injuries? Is it the transition? Is it like realizing that, okay, this life of mine is done? So the forces, what they're doing, we don't really appreciate what they're doing, but it's a very huge, because now when you look at like Justine has retired, but now she's gone into coaching. She's with Kampala SS, but she's also a police officer, Abel Lucy, and many Alinga Imoko, he's now like the manager for police. So there is a channel for them, and of course, like the prisons, the UA, this is something that if other companies could also come on board, not just the government, because we have now very many athletes who are educated and in different fields. The forces cannot absorb everybody. Like when you talk about the competition, then you find that some people are idle; they can't all compete because you find that police has like maybe all the top female sprinters. Then but in a competition like the national championships, you're supposed to literally produce 2. If you say like 2 per club, what happens to the others? Then they're idle.
Well, just about there, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the junior Muna, and let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk about different aspects of his running, see where he is at, and see what he intends to do, and also look at a bit of the bottlenecks that he has faced. Keep it here. It's UGathletix, the only place where you'll encounter all the Ugandan athletes.
Welcome back again, our lovely viewers, from that break. Musa has been taking us through how prisons has made him who he is. Musa, for me, what I'm more interested in is before you broke that national record, what had you achieved in your career for running? Because you told us how you were a champion for schools. How about nationally? When you now came to prison, what have you achieved before that ultimate title?
Thank you. Before joining prison, actually, in secondary, where we used to run from nationals and districts. These people, they used to give me some trophies. They could prepare for me some trophies.
Not
and
pensions.
those are they are all
Caps.
caps. Yes, those things they could give me.
Surprisingly, those things were really good motivations in school.
Yes, they were.
Yes, and I thank them for that. Yeah. So when I joined prison, when I secured this job, first of all, that is achievement. You secure the job. Then when I broke a national record, they promoted me from warder to corporal. Now I'm a corporal. And very soon again, they will promote me. They keep on promoting. The moment you perform, they promote you. Like this recently, this last promotion. Very many people got.
Many of them.
Very many. All of us, we got. All of us, we got. Those of colleagues, everyone got.
How many national titles did you win before the breaking the national record? Or how many titles have you won, if you can remember?
East African Games?
No, Uganda.
No, even Uganda, the national championship.
I know you won in 2016 to go to 2015.
2015.
Brazzaville.
Brazzaville.
Before you selected to go to Brazzaville. Was that your first national?
It was my first. Yeah, it was my first.
How was it? How was the feeling like?
The running was okay because it was my first time. I ran and I was number 4.
In Brazzaville.
In Brazzaville, I was number 4. It is not easy to be number 4.
That was in the final.
It was semi.
You got out in the semi.
I remember I was there.
I was with her.
Yeah,
guys were there who are stronger than us, but
from when you went to Brazzaville, I know that was your first international meet.
Yes.
What did it change for you in your training and when you came back? What changed?
That thing, it has changed me completely up to now. Because when you go for international meet, first of all, they will change your running. The way you used to run here, you reach there again, people are running differently, so you will also change from there and then. And you will find you are hitting international's time. Because it will change you from local to international.
My assumption is that when you reach there, you also get to talk to some of those other athletes and see how they do things.
Yeah. Actually, when we were going for Longolire, that Longolire, there is a man called Makwara. Makwara used to laugh at our team because when he was seeing us, we were tiny. Most of the people, they are middle distance runner. I told him, you are going to fail us. You laugh, but you laugh at slowly. Then, the person who started it was Opinyi. He's the one who started that relay. He came, he was maintaining position 3. He gave us to Opio. Opio also came in that position. I was the finisher. They gave certain, it was Ada.
Jimmy Ada.
Ada was not okay, but he maintained. Then after finishing, Makwara fainted. And they did not win any.
He was the finisher for
their country.
Kenya won that.
Kenya won. And they were expecting them to win, but they did not make it. He fainted until they took him to the hospital.
How did you perform?
We finished as
I think they were 6th. They were 6th.
Number 6. But we ran a good time. Even I came back, Akiwa started appreciating me. Because I ran a 46. A 46 when they were timing. I ran a 46 that day.
And I know after that you went to South Africa because I was also there with you. And what was that experience for you?
Actually, I have learned a lot from those competitions. And when you keep on going those international meet, you'll not be the same. It will change you because even first of all, you'll get money, you'll have money, which can accommodate you whatever you want. You can even decide to go and train somewhere using that money. It will change you completely.
You've also gone for Commonwealth, right? You missed out the Commonwealth.
I was sick.
You were sick. So tell us some of the challenges you've had. I know when you hit that national record, it was a high for you. Then all of a sudden, from the mountain, you came down. Can you tell us that experience and what happened and how you've overcome that?
The challenges I've learned from sports. Actually, when you don't have money, should you get any injury? When you get injury, injury can take long. Recently, I got an injury, and it took 3 years. That is how I came to miss even Commonwealth.
Wow.
3 years, I missed a lot. But I've been fighting hard until now I'm okay. And I'm able to run now.
And at some point you wanted to give up. What inspired you? Because I know there's a time we talked. I met you at the stadium and we talked for some time. What made you not to give up?
Actually, sports, if you have ever done sports, it will make you not to leave sports. And you are among the senior athletes, you will not leave because you think a lot that maybe they may leave. As a heart again will come. Don't.
So there are some angels on this side saying leave, others are here saying
yes.
Stay.
And that thing, you will not leave because you have that kinyonyereze for sports.
The love.
Yeah, the love of sports. You will not leave.
It's as if you're possessed.
And I persevered until now I'm okay.
The Bible quote that says, the wicked run without. My friend always, when she sees me running, she's like, see, the wicked run without being chased. So all runners seem to be possessed because we run without being chased.
Yes. Yeah, that's something. Coming out of an injury which has lasted 3 years, that's a long time to be out of action.
Yes.
So in the 3 years, you're not running completely?
Yeah, I was not running. Like sometime maybe I could help.
But you do some light
training. Yeah. Training, I was doing training.
That's the time you were running a bit of 400.
Because in 100 it needs, when you have that quick reaction power here, and when you are pushing, you feel that thing here. So you rather go for some races that doesn't need too much power. And I've been running 400.
So now that you're back from injury, what's your plan? What are you hoping to achieve?
Actually, we are aiming at now. This year there is a World Championship. Then next year, All Africa and the other games. World Championship. And we were supposed even to begin with the World Relay. This very month, I don't know why it was postponed.
There is a World Relay, but as we've been making noise, as of now, Team Uganda has not qualified, because to qualify for the World Relay, we should be ranked, especially the 4x1 and the 4x4. So because we don't usually field our teams, like for example, the Africa Senior, the Commonwealth Games, the All Africa Games, if we were fielding our relays in these teams, in these games, then it gives us a world ranking. How our ladies got to go to the world relay was because our ladies had run relays in Australia.
Australia.
They had run relay and they finished 8th.
Yeah.
So when the team dropped out for the world relay, then we were next on the ranking, and then we got called to Japan, and that gave them a very good experience because I remember I went with them to Japan. We didn't make the final A. We made the final B, but these ladies, when they came back, we kept training, and in all Africa they ended up with a bronze medal and breaking that national record. So exposure is very good. So definitely I know the world relay we are not going to participate as Uganda. But then this is also the noise that we keep making. Let's give us exposure. For example, Africa Games, Commonwealth Games, let's enter relays for all. I'm happy that for this trial, the focus this time was on a relay, where they took out the 200, put 100 hits, and then finals, and then we had relays. And we need this more often, because I can guarantee you probably you would have been an Africa champion or something if we were entering teams in relays. Not everybody is meant to be an individual runner. If we look at Jamaica, their team that won that has the world record, you know, or some of them we don't even know them as individual runners. We don't even know their success as individual runners, but we know them because of the relays. So I believe this is something we really need to take seriously if we are to boost our sprints. The sprints in Kenya is coming up. Omonyala, yes, he's motivating them. But Kenya, for every Africa Commonwealth, they always field a relay team. Whether they come last or they come second, even the world relays, they field a relay team. And in fact, the men, the previous edition in Japan, they got a medal.
But they have actually been fielding relay teams from I think even Uganda used to. I remember, I know the Kenyans medaled in 1993 World Championships.
Yeah.
That's a race that the US won in world record time, and I think the very fastest 400 meters ever run on Earth was run by Michael Johnson. He anchored the team, and he did a 42 in his split. So which for me was something. But Kenyans finished. I don't remember whether they finished second or third, but they medaled.
You see, this Kenya, we Ugandan, we can beat even them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we can beat them. Because when you read very well their format, it is only Manyala who has a good time in their team. Now, you come to Uganda. You get Adome. You get Tassis. I'm here. Tassis has a 10-17 now. Me has a 10-4. Adome has what? 10-2.
Benson has a 10-3.
Benson. We can beat Kenyanese very well.
But that one you're talking of now.
Now.
Let's go back to the past. Okay? When you were still running, you had Alinga Imoko. There was Godwin Biamukama. Well, let's go back before Ali's era. Come to the women. Me, actually, what hurts me the most is when I was running, there was me, Justin, Emily, Nambawa. We were at the top of our peak. You know?
You never ever.
We never ever ran in a 4x1 as a team. Because what is bringing Kenya? Because currently Kenya, actually, when you look at them, their trials, there's no one with an 11 in the finals. Why? Because they know that if you do the Kenya national trials, the national championships, and you're number 6 in the 100 meters, you're automatically being selected on a relay team. You will either go to Africa, that year if there's Africa, or Commonwealth. You understand? So what this does, it motivates athletes to train. Currently in Uganda, the challenge we are having. So, for example, we're going to have all Africa Games.
Yes.
But how many sprinters do you think they were going to take? Probably they were going to take 2. They might have taken Benson and Tassis, or just take only Tassis. Where does that leave Isabirye Musa? Where does that leave Adomi Pius?
Which is not in Kenya.
Where does that leave the others? What motivation do you get to keep training? If we have relays and there is a spot on the relay, this ups the competition. It improves the times at the nationals, because now you have a border on board. You have Ngobi Alan there. Where are we going to take all these people if every time we're taking 2 or 3 people?
Well, I believe the concerned will watch this video and perhaps will react. But like you're saying, I'm happy that relay is beginning to take shape in our national trials, which is a very good thing. Hopefully, yes, we'll get there. And yes, Kenyans shouldn't beat us.
They cannot.
We left for them the steeplechase. That is enough.
They cannot beat us.
That is enough.
I'm very sure of it.
That is enough.
Kenyans will come for you.
Other things now we should balance the boat, eh? Not everywhere. Eh? So
if we get a chance and they take us for a relay in the All Africa Games, you will see what will be there. Fire.
But I mean, like, if we go, it might not go according to plan. That does not mean that we cannot. It is the consistency. I mean, if we look at this lady who just won the Continental Tour, the 1-5.
Yes.
She didn't just come from nowhere to win that. It's all about the little exposures we give the athletes. If the sprinters are not given...
she medaled at the Commonwealth Youth Games?
Yes. So if she hadn't been given that opportunity, she would not be at the Golden Tour. If our sprinters are not given the opportunity to go and represent, so when we're selecting the team, we should have 8 slots automatically for the sprints. Yes, of course, there comes other things, is it the budget or whatever, but if we don't promote them, they will never get to the top where they become a priority. The chance needs to be given to them to prove themselves. The ladies proved that. The one time they were given the chance at All Africa, boom, they come back with a national record and a medal. But then after that, they were never fielded again. So where is the consistency? And if you look at 400 women is dying now, because before, at least they would always field the 4x4, so people were they're trying hard to make the 400 team.
And that thing can create enmity in the players, amongst the players. Because this one will have a mind that, now this one is the one who is taken every season.
Yes.
Only one person or 2. And
yet it's not their fault. They are the best.
Also, they are there also fighting.
Because like right now, you cannot tell me that there's anyone else who will be taken apart from Jacint in 100 and 200. Because she's the best right now. So if as long as she keeps on top 400, it's Shida. No one is beating her. So you end up hating Shida, yet she has nothing to do with it. But if we had...
Kim Collins used to say, you guys, you say I'm too old to run. But come and beat me, I'll sit down. But if I still beat you, then...
Please keep quiet.
So thereabout... Yes.
So stop telling me to retire.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, Mildred is a retired athlete, but she still insists on going to track once in a while.
Retired in Francis Head.
She is in the night of her running career and in the wee hours of her coaching career. We are going to take our last break. When we come back, we will wrap it up with Isabirye Musa, aka the Junior Muna. Keep it here. It's UGathletix.
Thank you for keeping it UGathletix and watching the Athlete's Voice, the only channel that tells the Ugandan athlete's story. Musa, since we have the All Africa Games coming up next year, it was postponed from this year.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for you that it was moved 1 year ahead, given that you're coming back from an injury?
To me, it is good because it will give me enough time to prepare for it. By the time it will come, I'll be already good to go.
But you know it's early in the season. It's in April.
No, there is no problem so long as it is next year. Even if it was to be in this year, still I was going to fight until. Because now I'm very okay.
So what's your target for the next maybe 2 years? When do you plan to retire? What's your plan?
Actually, from now, I'm counting few years.
As few as?
And I retire. And I'll retire when all of my bosses are there. I want to retire in the public, not in a hidden place. I'll tell them open.
Like someone wants me to retire in the hidden place.
No, you're retired. You're masquerading.
I'll just tell them now. I'm ready now to
serve in another capacity.
to promote as a younger blood. And remain as a coach or any other person, but still in sports.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying you plan to retire in a few years?
In a few years.
How few is few? 5? 6?
He said few years. Can you give him the chance to decide the few years?
Yes. So do you, Musa, have a sense of this feeling that if only maybe someone had seen you earlier? Because, for example, in primary, you would do everything in Kaliro, but it ends in Kaliro.
Yes.
Then secondary, you start going. Yes, you're a national post-primary champion as early as your senior too. And so, do you have that feeling that maybe if only someone had seen you earlier?
Yeah. If I was to come in when I'm still young, I think I would have gone for other games like other people, the way they used to go, this World Junior, youth, those kind of games. But I've never tested that because here they started seeing me here in Nambole when I'm mature. And they could not put me in what? Junior team because I was somehow big. And I was running with big people still. When I was still an amateur. Because I found Ali Gaimoko there. And I used to kneel with them. I became number 2,
I like
3.
I like the way you said kneel.
Yes. I used to run with them.
Yes.
For them, they were already senior athletes. And I gained through these people. That is where I picked my form up to today.
Who was your particular role model in the Ugandan speak of athletics?
Actually, in sprint, I used to admire Ali Gaimoko. Ali Gaimoko, he used to run 2 and 400. Sometimes we could come for 100. But Ali, you cannot even count his steps. I'm telling you, Ali could run. Yeah. And this guy gave me a good shadow. Because when we were running, I used to aim only him. And we used to move. He could win me still, but when I'm also picking a good shape from him. Ali Gaimoko.
So you know who to host next?
Yeah, Ali Gaimoko, the proprietor of Lactic Sports. I love Ali. I love to watch him run. And so Mr. Ali Ngaimoko, please come and give us your story next week, probably. Thank you. I hope he's heard. I'll call him. Yeah, so, yes, so you used to target only Ali.
Ali.
What about on TV? Who are you admiring most on TV? Because I'm sure you are also watching athletics on TV.
Yes.
Or you will tell me maybe Usain Bolt.
Of course.
Of course, it
was in the era of Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Like, because at that time, there's nobody else. Usain Bolt was overshadowing everybody else. Recently, Anaso came, Jabudwana. So some people would be like, oh, Anaso Jabudwana, he got a bronze medal after Usain Bolt. No one could remember him because Usain Bolt, like, literally overshadowed everyone.
Overshadowed the sport.
And actually, people remember Justin Gatlin because Justin Gatlin was there before Usain Bolt. He was shining before Bolt. He beat Bolt before. So then...
And after.
Yes, and people were remembering him for that. But otherwise, when he came on board, if you try to remember the names, like, nobody will remember the name during Usain Bolt's
But they were
era.
decent. I mean, they were decent runners.
No, they were not
really
decent. They were excellent runners.
Yeah.
It's just the same as Frank Fredericks. He was an outstanding runner, but he ran in the era of Johnson.
It was...
So then Johnson is the one who was remembered by most people. So those things happen. It's just like now, the ladies...
For multiple times, it was always Johnson Fredericks.
Yes.
Johnson Fredericks. And then also in the 100 meters, it is somebody else and Fredericks is like second.
Exactly. It's just like right now, the Jamaicans, the ladies sprints, like they've overshadowed, they're dominating the sprint. Shelly-Ann, Elaine Thompson,
Sherika Jackson.
Exactly. And others are upcoming. They're just like a factory chunking out.
I want to see how these twins fare out, Tia and Tina Clayton.
One of them has gone to States to study. One has remained in Jamaica, so... we'll wait to see who made the best decision, I guess.
And what helped me to begin now to start running well, sprint, I used to look for those books for sprinters. I have them in the house. When you read and you do what they are telling you, of course, you will be there. I used to buy those books. They talk about Usain Bolt, what he eats, how he trains. Yeah. And those things helped me a lot.
Information is power.
Yeah.
So they say.
And they always say, if you want an African to fail, put it in writing. So well done to you for breaking that myth.
I personally, I'm not very good at reading. I'm not really good.
Yeah.
But, congratulations on that. When I grew up, I want to be like you.
When you grew up, when in your next life.
No. You're reaching the, do they call it the pinnacle or the final steps of your sprinting career?
You're in the home stretch.
You're in the home stretch. So, what would you tell other athletes who are just beginning?
What I can tell the person who is just beginning in sports, not only athletics, but all sports, discipline matter. You see, there is very many people whom I have seen, even others. Even yesterday here when we were competing, Coach Kiwa was complaining about somebody. An athlete is fighting the UF. So, me, I think if I'm not mistaken, they have never received anything from me. I don't want that because a department which is not mine. Me, I'm an athlete. My work is to run. I cannot fight anyone, any coach. Even if he has done something wrong to me, I just ignore. I just leave the issue. That is me.
So discipline is the number one thing to young athletes. What else would you do?
Then Another thing again, training. I can advise someone to train hard if you want to go higher. Train hard, eat well, sleep well, think about it. Everything will come okay in your life.
So basically, lifestyle choices.
Yes.
When you choose to train, you cannot party as well.
Uh-huh.
They don't go hand in hand.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have anything else to ask.
Any thank
Musa?
yous, people you want to thank?
Oh,
for
specific
the
people you
journey?
really want to thank in your journey.
Of course, most of the time you start with your mother.
Yeah. I want to thank my mother. You know, last time in 2020, I lost my dad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Passed away, so I'm remaining with my mom, and he's in Kaliro. I want to thank her, Charlie Irene. Thank you for producing me. Oh, bagamba wati okundera.
For babysitting you and everything. For raising you.
Thank you for raising me. If it was not you, no one was going to see me in Uganda here or in the world. So thank you for that. I want to thank also the Federation. They are fighting so much and they are fighting hard for us to compete. This year, actually, we are not even expecting any competition in Uganda, but they try their best to see that we compete. Then I want to thank also my department, Commissioner General, Sports Officer, Jimmy Anguzu, Commissioner General, Johnson Biabasaija, Coach Dimai Francis, Nyeko Joffrey. You know, I've been training with Coach Polo, but this year was somehow busy. So, Nyeko Joffrey is the one now helping me. And we are pushing on, slowly. Yes. I thank the department to give us jobs, and we are going on well. Yes.
Fair enough. Any last sense from you, Madam Mildred?
Thank you, Musa, for coming. And to me, I think I'm grateful to see him back on track. That is what they call persistence. You know, after going through, because at one point I talked to him and he was so down and he was like considering even retiring completely, you know, and having to overcome that, it is part of life as an athlete. So to young athletes out there, when you get an injury, it's not the end of the world. It's not, you're not judged, your success is not judged by how many medals you have won, but most of the time in the end they'll judge your success by how you picked yourself up. Because most of the why Shellyan is trending now is because she gave birth and still came back and became a champion. Faith Kipyegon. You know, so most of the times when you are down and then you pick yourself up, that is what makes you very successful. So I thank Musa for not giving up, and I am praying that he achieves his dreams of everything he wants to achieve in athletics, and I'm also hoping and requesting the federation to really open up those coaching courses again for especially these people who are in the home stretch, so that when they become coach, when they retire and become coaches, they have the qualification, and there's a transition for them and they can impact the knowledge. But I can guarantee you from my experience, I've learned that when you actually get into coaching, you help to the next generation, you correct them better from what you didn't get and the new knowledge coming in. So you become actually a better coach from what your own experiences, other people's experiences, and what you're learning.
Thank you. I am very grateful to you, Mr. Isabirye, for the positivity you have showed. And, you know, sometimes some people are so negative. Well, things can go wrong. Things can go not your way, but the positivity is what will keep you going. If you're so negative, then you'll find yourself in a cage or in a cave somewhere, and that is how it will end for you, and you will be done and dusted. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this episode of The Athlete's Voice. We have been here with Musa Isabirye, the gentleman from Kadiro district, and he has had a very interesting story. He has had many ups and downs, but he has kept on. So coming from an injury that spans 3 years, many people, including me, I think would have very easily given up. Keep it here. Thank you so much. It's UGathletix, and we are doing the athlete's voice. Kindly subscribe, and I repeat, if you want to advertise anything, any products of yours, especially sports related stuff, you kindly contact us. Our contacts are displayed at the end of the show. I also want to thank very much the other persons behind the camera is Mr. Ian Owori. Thank you very much, Ian. Our producer is James Ogwang. Thank you, James. And our executive producer is Mr. Joseph Lotois. All of them, you don't ever get to see them, but they work behind the scenes. Keep it here. It's UGathletix. Adios.
Adios. Maybe one day we'll bring them on.